Look how they messaged me. Rogue has another game too.
Yeah, he's...
Real life.
No, I think that was Prankster.
Alright, fired up. Let me see if the droid works. You ready?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
recording.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
go ahead.
All right, everybody, welcome back to, we got Chapter 8 tonight of Dark Horizons, Rise of the Dark Side. This is our Star Wars FFG campaign. With us tonight we have, joining us a little bit later is going to be Wanderer playing Jaron Typho. And we have Tet playing Sonnax Ordo and his brother Titus Ordo from the House Clan Ordo of much fame is Walter Peck, and last but not least, the competent technician Beck Dunne, played by none other but Zypher. But first, we will go ahead and get started here with some introduction. You guys should be able to see this here. That work for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good.
Whoops. There goes my skiff. Alright, let's roll Destiny points.
God.
Hopefully they're not all dark side again.
Yeah, that's what fucked us yesterday.
Hey!
Ah,
Thank you. Go to utilities, Zypher, if you want to do it from your chat screen. Initiative / utilities.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I'll pull out Beck Dunne's
Yeah.
token here.
Roll Destiny.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, good. Light's good.
I guess I can roll one for Juan too.
Yeah, you might as well.
Of course. So we got what? Three dark, 2 light.
Yep.
Start off with. All right. 3 dark, 2 light. Force player update. And we get started. After betrayal at the hand of the Bron Technocracy and its evil administrator, the arch technocrat, Titus and Sonnax Ordo find themselves prisoner. Night is falling near Corellia's south pole, and the air is chill. Looking down, the Mandalorians see mostly shades of gray, but one thing is clear. There is something very large below them, and something very alive. This is the Idbis Maw, a monstrosity of a creature, ancient and powerful, able to eat entire star cruisers whole. As their eyes adjust to the gloom, Titus and Sonnax look out across the chasm. They are on a skiff being held by the Bron Technocracy guards. Opposite them, dozens of meters away, Jace Terran, the arch-technocrat, looks on. Oddly, they feel healthy. How long has it been since they were captured? Don't worry, Mandalorians. Your death will not go unnoticed. I took the liberty of doing some homework. Your names are those of legend. Clan Ordo, he exclaims. I suppose you hope to earn thousands of credits and reclaim your glorious status as a Mandalorian. But alas, your untimely deaths will make that impossible. He turns to his left. Guards hold Cal Bala, the surgeon, Kibo Lin, and Bran Fennec hostage. Jace Terran continues, yes. You've noticed we have regained both fugitive Jedi. Do you think you were the only ones to be double-crossed? The rude ambassadors from the unknown regions have met their demise, leaving behind only their mode of transportation, which will soon be added to my coffers. Do you have any last words, Mandalorian scum?
Titus kind of looks defiantly. Oh, go ahead.
There's like wind whipping all around you. There are 3 guards kind of with their blaster rifles kind of down at 45 degrees. You notice like your hands or feet are kind of shackled, and your weapons are actually on this skiff for some reason, but they're kind of up towards the top here, kind of in short range from you. Beck Dunne and the guards are kind of across the chasm, dozens of meters away, too far to jump, etc.
Are there guards on the skiff with us? I'm guessing. These 3 guards.
These 3 guys. These 3 guys.
Gotcha.
What were you saying before I rudely interrupted you?
Titus just kind of defiantly looks at him. Never wanted to back down or take a knee to some puke technocrat like Jace Terran. He goes,
beep beep.
And Titus Ordo jumps into the pit, never to be seen again.
You won't do this to me. I'll do this to me.
Streaming service tells his story. You'll get no such pleasure from us. You tell that piece of worm-ridden filth. My voice connection to the server is pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't noticed anything.
Test.
there we go.
Yep.
As you were saying?
As I was saying, Titus kind of defiantly looks at Jace, and the wind whipping through his hair if they've taken off his helmet. He goes, "It is wise not to double-cross a Mandalorian. If you know what's good for you, let us go, or it'll be one of the last mistakes you ever make."
Jace Terran has like this big wound across his face where he hit his face on some scrap metal on the way off of his like long fall. Zypher Titus, which is Tet's character, like force pushed him off of a bridge, like into the water, very far fall, and probably hurt him. So he has a little score he wants to settle with these two particular Mandos. Jace replies, and his voice seems to be amplified artificially. You'd have big words, Titus Ordo, for someone who is about to be thrown to their death. You see those millions of teeth below you? Oh, I do think it will smart a bit as they rend your flesh and bone. Ah, yes, and indeed. I mentioned doing my homework. The Mandalorian Covert here on Corellia will get a visit from the Technocracy after we finish this particular bit of business. If you ever hope to reclaim your home and the right of Clan Ordo, that, my friends, will never happen.
This is your last warning. Free us or die.
The only ones that die here do so at my command. And he turns to his guards, and you can see now, like the ones behind you, like they all have those like Lobot things on, right? Like like those like partial droid things. And Jace turns to the guards, kind of on his left side, one of these guys, and says, "Guards, show them the meaning of true loyalty. Destroy yourself." And one of them like drops his rifle and like stands up on the edge of the chasm and just plops himself in. He just tumbles head over heels, further and further, and just goes into this thing. And I'm going to adjust that minion group down to 3. And I would like Titus and Sonnax to make a fear check. Let me look that up real quick here. Fear, I believe, is
it vigilance or discipline or?
I think it's discipline. It's going to be average with a setback. Discipline or cool. If you're mentally prepared, which I suppose you are mentally prepared.
Average, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
There you go. Yeah.
Triumph works, right?
Yep.
Even though I didn't get a success.
Let's see. Failure 2 advantages. So what do you guys say? Titus, you're a little bit cowed.
Sonnax says, "When I throw you in, it won't be by your own volition.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I've survived much more than a coward like you."
I can see you, at least, Sonnax, have a spine, although your brother does not. Perhaps you would care to join the Technocracy instead of meeting your demise here in the belly of the Idbis Maw. Of course, you would have to be outfitted with one of my patented biotechnotronic augmented... starts saying all this gobbledygook and points to like the guys like android type implants.
Yeah. Sonnax looks to Titus and then looks over to Jace. "I am no one's slave."
Very well. Guards, throw them overboard. And if you want, you do have how many light sides? You have 2 light sides. If you guys would like to flip one of those, maybe you've found a way on the ride over to get out of your cuffs or something like that.
Do I need to be out of my cuffs to use move?
No, you do not.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them or 2 of them left on the skiff.
That was 3 of them. Both the groups are down to 3 now.
You can do it,
but
if you want.
they are in engaged range. So I looked that up, Tet. And if you have a rifle at engaged range, it makes it hard.
Yeah, I remember that with Malik because I used to do that.
Short it does not, but engaged, yeah.
Gotcha.
So Titus is kind of taken aback. Like, how much do we have? 3 dark, 2 light?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'll flip one to have myself have maybe the manacles on the ride. He faked being semi-conscious as they were hauled across the surface in this skiff, but maybe he slowly had picked one of the manacles so they were free, but he was just pretending to be cuffed until the right moment.
Does that include me as well, Bo?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fine.
Cool.
You want to flip one of those bad boys?
Good. WP.
Flip it from your sheet there. Or I might have it on utilities. Let me see. Yeah, you use light sides on your utilities menu.
Do flipper.
Oh, me or you?
Oh,
I can do it. I can do
Sorry.
it if you want. There we go. Boom. Alright, what does it look like as you look down and your manacles are loosened or whatever you want to do?
He's been holding his wrists kind of close to his body and they're loose, and he's waiting for the right moment to make his move.
Yeah, they you're first to go off, so he's kind of pushing you ahead. Hurry up!
Is he pushing me with like a blaster rifle or with?
Yeah, it's like the butt, like the barrel of his rifle.
Can I grab him and whip him backwards as he's trying to push him off?
Yeah.
So
I'll let you guys go first. You know.
I would look for something like, I don't know if I can get past him with something like athletics, or kind of basically do a push back to push him aside and kind of roll towards one of my weapons or my weapon and grab up and fire at him.
Yep. You gonna do athletics?
Yeah. We'll do an athletics roll.
That's average. All right.
So he kind of turns, and one kind of smooth motion, the cuffs come off, and he shoves the guard aside and does a roll towards his weapon, grabbing it, and before they realize what's happening, he's got his blaster in hand.
He's got him! He's moving! He's out of his chains! Get him! What's Sonnax doing?
So if I throw them, do I just throw one of the minions or multiple of the minions? I only have magnitude of 0, so I have to just
do one of them.
All right, yeah. Then I'm gonna do the other thing. So I have strength of 2 now. So he's gonna rip the console off the skiff and just fling it towards them, or something. Maybe not the console, maybe a rail, just to do just pure damage here. So let me do my force die.
Yeah, let us drive it out.
You're right. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's good enough. Strength 2. So it's going to be a discipline check. I just needed 1.
Yep.
So discipline check versus whatever their, I don't know. I can't remember what's the.
You just want to grab something off the skiff.
Yeah,
and
just fling it at them. It's a ranged attack, right? So if they're engaged, wouldn't it be just 1?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so this would be do 20 damage if it hits. So, whoops. Oh shit. Why did I do that? Here, let me roll a purple. Utilities. Extra dice. 1. Difficulty. They don't have anything extra, right?
Nope, it's just a threat, so 3 successes.
Yeah, 23 damage.
Yep, those look like it's you. take him out.
Yeah, he grabs this railing right here and yanks it off the skiff, and it's like a curve, a C, and he just hooks him and just pushes him off.
They all just fly into this thing. As that happens, you see like up from like where Jace is. I'm kind of change the scene just a tad bit here. Everybody should be able to see this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so you just start to see all from around, like on that, like the ledge and stuff. You see other skiffs and stuff kind of start float up. Obviously, they aren't just going to send you out there by yourself, and like dozens and dozens, almost like before. All these other guards start to come down, and at that point, there is a screen wipe. And we're going to move on over to Mr. Beck Dunne. Set, Mr. Beck.
Yes.
Put a little more uplifting, fun music. So you're working with your droid on your ship. You're on the space station over Corellia still, and you've come across a real junker of a ship. It's a what do they call it? A T-16 Skyhopper. One of these bad boys right here. But you're making a few modifications to the ship, as you are wont to do, and of course R2B1 is right by your side. A good amount of time has gone by since your last mission. You haven't heard much from Cal or the boys, so you assume everything is probably going just handy dandy, but you had some credits burning in the hole of your pockets, and maybe you either leased this one or found it on the cheap. It's not much to look at, not much for weaponry, not much for speed, but damn it, Beck Dunne, it's yours. And of course R2 is quite proud of the work he's doing. He rolls out from underneath the ship, and he has an arc welder kind of in his little arm, and he kind of looks at you and says something.
Yes, I know. I understand. We have to do a lot of work, but it was a great deal. Of course, yeah. I mean, you and me, we can fix anything. That's why it's a great deal for us. Where else will you find it? I know, we could make more money, but Kalbala and his friends, they are more trouble than they're worth.
Yeah, he says that he showed loyalty to you, and he's like saying, hey, if he ever needs us, we should help out.
Yeah, I know. But the last time I was on his ship, he made me clean that Bacta tank, and I cannot clean it anymore.
I don't know what this is going to be. He gets a low, sad warble, like, yeah, you're right about that.
Well, nonetheless, if he does call out and ask for our help, then Beck Dunne. We'll get it done. Now we have a ship. We can go wherever. Might be a little slow, but we'll get there. And with that, like, Beck kind of wipes the sweat off his brow and kind of creates a streak of grease across his forehead, and then kind of jumps back into the drive, and he's humming. He's also dreaming about Twi'leks, and it's like, and he kind of calls out loud, R2, what about Corellia? Yes. You can get a loop job, and I can get a loop job.
A loop
and the
job?
ship can get it.
Yes, what that is.
You'll find out nonetheless. And he kind of again goes back to fixing his...
The correct answer is another 100 credits.
And as that happens, because you're in this space station above Corellia, it's obviously manned, mostly by Imperials, and a few stormtroopers start to walk by. You kind of overhear their conversations, and they say,
"Oh, man, back down to the surface again? Yeah, I hear. The Technocracy is up to some funny business. Yeah, he tried to swipe a few Padawan Jedis out from beneath the nose of the Empire."
and then they just like walk by and they're like shaking their heads. And one of them says,
I got a bad feeling about this. Word is they're dispatching a couple of Inquisitors to help our battalion down on the surface.
and they just kind of walk past Beck Dunne, and like they enter into a Lambda shuttle and depart down to the Corellian surface.
Beck kind of overhearing that, perks his ear up. Huh. Padawans? I wonder if Kalbala is on the station. From where I am, I should be able to access like a terminal that shows docked ships and like docked cargo and stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. So, he kind of pauses for a bit. R2, come with me. Let's go check something out. Yeah, we can get that done later. Now just come with me. And Beck kind of starts walking across. The people milling about. There's these cargo containers being moved. Tractor cars moving stuff around. Kind of moves past them. Dances past them, almost gets hit a couple of times, eventually gets to a terminal. R2, check if Kalbala's ship is on the station. And so what should I roll for that?
Just give me use computers. It's going to be average with a setback.
Use computers. Average. One setback.
Well, it's locked down tight, but you have an advantage. So with that advantage, you don't know if his ship is still on the station, but what you do see are orders for a legion of stormtroopers to be dispatched down to Corellia's surface. And just like the stormtroopers said when you eavesdropped on them, unintentionally, of course, it does seem that 2 Inquisitors are being dispatched as well to back up the battalion. And they keep using terms like enemy of the state and fugitive Jedi and traitorous Bron Technocracy.
Beck will try and see where these is there shuttles going down to the surface?
Yep.
Right. So he'll kind of look around and try his best to see if he can find like a contingent of stormtroopers moving, and he sees if we could follow them down while not coming off as suspicious.
Yeah. You're easily able to download the flight plans of the Lambda shuttles kind of heading down to the surface. It's not necessarily kept secret at this point. This is right in the core of the galaxy, a stronghold of Imperial might, and they're not really ashamed at using their gauntleted iron fist to keep order in the galaxy. So that's not a problem. But what could be a problem is that something's going on back by your ship. Why don't you give me a perception check there, Dunne? Let me look and see what the difficulty would be. Let me look at her stealth. Her stealth would be... not awful. Just hard, so 3 purples. So perception and difficulty will be hard.
Perception.
Fail with a threat. I'm going to ignore that threat. We'll say it's just a failure you don't see because this person is almost like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like when Obi-Wan kind of stowed away on Padme's ship on the way to Mustafar. I'll let you role play what it looks like, but tell me what it looks like as your character doesn't see it. But if this is a movie, paint me the picture of what it looked like as a hooded figure kind of slinks around your ship and kind of looks your way and stows on board.
Yeah, so, wait, this is on my ship, right? Just want to confirm.
Yep.
Yeah, so Beck kind of comes rushing back as soon as he realizes that the lambdas that he was seeing, like a bunch of them kind of fly down to the surface, maybe the ones he needs to follow. And there are a few of them, and he's not sure which ones, but he thinks he has an idea. He rushes back to his T-16, R2 right behind on his, heels. And there are people moving about near his ship. There's like a flurry of activity. There is an incoming freighter, and there is an outgoing, like a miner, and there's people all running about. He gets to his ship, kind of like skitters across, and then kind of grabs hold of a handrail and kind of swings in through the cargo bay. Somewhere in the corner of his eye, he sees like a figure, in the shadows, but not in the shadows. Kind of out of place, but again, he doesn't have enough time to pay attention. And doesn't think much of it. And he rushes through his cargo hold. R2 behind him quickly jumps into the cockpit, and he starts like powering up all these switches, and the 16 is coming to life. And he flips close the switch that starts closing the cargo bay. And as the cargo bay door closes, all you see is this little, the last parts of a cloth, cloak that just kind of surreptitiously kind of flies into the cargo hold, and the door closes, the engines spin up, the drives spin up, and then Beck Dunne punches it as the T-16 lifts off and starts following the Lambda fighters.
There's a cutscene, and R2 kind of warbles at Beck Dunne, kind of saying, "I hope we're not going from the frying pan into the fryer." And he sets the navigation controls towards the southern pole of Corellia. Whereas somewhere in the ship, making herself nearly invisible via guile and possibly the use of the Force, is a cloaked Jedi in the brown robes. She's in the refresher hiding. And Beck smoothly piles the ship, kind of following the train of Lambda shuttles as it heads down towards the surface. And as he looks to his left, he sees something ominous. A black ship kind of following behind all the TIE fighters and the Lambdas and stuff going down. And at that point, we're going to move on over to our bad guys. Are we the baddies? Welcome back, Wand.
Thank you.
You are in a conference room with another Inquisitor who's even below you. He's a apprentice that you've only known for a short time by the name of Shem-Fo. He has two shorter lightsabers hanging on either side of his utility belt. And above you, the menacing figure of Darth Vader is hanging via hologram, and he's in the middle of starting to give you some orders for a mission down on Corellia. But I'll let you kind of role play your way into the scene. Maybe you have ideas on how you got here yet.
Yeah, so when I saw Jaron, he'd attempted to kind of fake his own death to get away from the Inquisitors, but you can fool some people, but Vader's not one of them. And he was caught and dragged back in. The punishment was brutal. But now he's being trusted with another mission, but they've got him carefully under their gaze. So he is now being very careful to portray a face of complete loyalty, no matter what he feels inside, which is largely fear.
Shem-Fo kind of casts a glance to his left, and you can feel waves of dark side energy buffeting off you, Jaron Typho. Due to your past indiscretions, you have made yourself a mark, someone to compete against, someone on whose back others can climb up the wicked ladder of Imperial control to gain Darth Vader and the Emperor's favor. But for now, Shem-Fo listens intently and quietly as Darth Vader addresses you both.
Your past indiscretions, Jaron Typho, have been most unfortunate. However, I am now giving you a chance, both of you, to redeem yourselves. Do I have your attention?
You do, my lord, and you will not regret this.
Just be mindful that the Emperor's eyes and ears are everywhere, Lord Typho. But because of your past actions, I am forced to send a babysitter along with you. Lord Foe, are you ready for this mission?
Yes, I am, my lord. There will be no mistakes this time.
Very well. Lord Typho could take a tip from your playbook, Shem-Fo.
How does Jaron react to the dressing down?
He sort of bows his head sort of deferentially before Vader, and he doesn't really even look at Shem-Fo. He's kind of beneath his notice, but he's making a note of everything. That he's someone beneath him has been sent as a babysitter, and would no doubt would love to arrange a little accident for him, but so he's going to be watching his back.
It has come to the Emperor's attention that the Bron Technocracy means to undercut the Empire's authority on Corellia. Send a message to them and make sure it does not happen again. They have 2 fugitive Jedi in their custody. Retrieve the Jedi and bring them to me. Leave no survivors. Do you understand?
Yes, my lord.
Give me roll a force die there, Jaron.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you feel it. You feel Vader, even at this distance, searching your feelings. And he's looking through your mind, and he's looking at these visions of Kalbala and the surgeon and whatever the Rodian's name was, and the other Mandalorians you've done jobs with recently. And he says,
there is word that a smuggler by the name of Kalbala and a Mandalorian by the name of Fosh, who goes by the surgeon, is involved in this fiasco. They are targets as well. Do I need to doubt your commitment in this matter, Lord Typho?
bows his head and says, "No, my lord. I do think that they could be useful, but I will, of course, accept your judgment."
Failure will be met with a visit from myself. And then...
Now Jaron's really scared.
Yeah, then
He's heard the stories.
Clicks off. Shem does like the slow turn to you and just looks at you with these like baleful... I guess he's a Miralukan, so you probably can't see his eyes. But you can sense his gaze kind of weighing you and finding you wanting Jaron Typho.
And Jaron turns to face him finally and says, "I will take that from Lord Vader. I will not take it from you."
Of course, my lord. I meant nothing by it. I exist only to serve the Emperor.
And he gives you a bow, but it's quite shallow.
And Jaron inclines his head back and says, "We all serve at the Emperor's pleasure. Now we have a job to do." And he turns and kind of leaves the room. As he does so, though, he's kind of, although he's not looking at this guy, he's kind of extending his senses around the room just so if the guy makes a move at any point, he's going to be expecting it.
As the Imperial March plays, give me some badass roleplay of what looks like as you and a legion of stormtroopers get on your shuttles and head down to the surface.
Okay, so we see a scene pretty much like this picture here. There's a docking bay, or a hangar bay, I guess, rather. And troops are arranged in lines, and we see them kind of, come to attention and then start filing onto the ship. Jaron is talking to an Imperial intelligence officer to get a briefing on the situation. He and Shem are occasionally just kind of looking in each other's directions and holding the look just slightly too long and then breaking away. And eventually the troops have all entered the transports. And the last transport, the door's still down, and Jaron walks towards it with Shem-Fo just off to the side and slightly behind. And he turns to Shem-Fo as they're getting on and says, "Have you fought a Jedi before?"
He clearly hasn't. And he looks at you and says,
No, I have not. But these are no Jedi. Little more than younglings, according to report. I have no fear in my heart, Lord Typho.
Fear is a powerful conduit to the dark side. You do yourself no favors in discarding it. It can be a powerful motivator for yourself and others. Your inexperience is showing. But stick with me and you will learn much. Get in my way.
Your words are wise, my lord. I will follow your instructions and always be at your back.
Jared just raises an eyebrow just slightly at that and says, "And if you get in my way, you will not have the opportunity to learn." Do I make myself clear?
Of course, my lord. I will learn much from you.
And Jaron nods and then turns and heads into the transport, and we see the doors closing behind them.
Perfect timing. And we go back to the skiff. All right, just give me a quick recap of what it looks like as those guys fall down into the maw, and you guys are, I think the Mandalorians are kind of left alone on the skiff, am I right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Titus had pushed one out of the way and grabbed his rifle while Sonnax had used the Force knocking the 3 to their death, and now he's getting ready to, I guess, is he behind cover to try and respond to the assembling guards?
Yeah. There's some like cover on the skiff and stuff, and the blaster bolts certainly start to fly. Do I have blaster bolts? Not really. Yep. Yep. So you guys are alone on the skiff with blaster bolts flying your way. I'm going to... I want you guys to roll initiative here. Let me make sure that it is
Cool.
cleared from last time. It is.
Is it cool?
Yep. It's going to be cool, yes. All right.
Juan's not hearing any music, I don't think.
What about music?
Juan's not hearing
You guys hearing music?
it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's Sirenscape.
it's
You might
on,
have to.
Yeah, I'm on Sonnax, but
Let me just stop it.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
restart it.
gonna stop it. Restart.
Tell me if you just heard something. I'm going to do the lightsaber on just to see if you can hear it.
I'm hearing all the sound effects, yeah, but no music, which is odd. Very odd.
It's very... I have it turned down, but I can hear it.
Okay.
It's like the Rebel Alliance music.
Oh, I have it very
Yep.
quiet. Yeah, okay.
You hear it now?
Yeah, the music's really quiet and the sound effects are really loud.
I'll turn it up a little bit. That help.
Cool, thank you.
Good. All right. Okay. I need to roll initiative. Initiative. Cool. 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 Got it. Oh, I gotta do the boss. The boss man needs to roll too. All right, I'm gonna wait for it to show up. Hopefully it does. In turn order. There it goes. I'll never understand why Sirenscape, why it lags like this sometimes.
Sirenscape or Roll 20, you mean?
Roll 20, yeah.
I mean, it's...
Oh, look. All the stuff from the old one was on there. Let's just not worry about it because basically it was it's NPC, then you guys, and all the other ones.
Yeah.
So first NPC slot's going to go, and it's going to fire off a shot at one of you guys. You guys are in cover, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's going to be against Titus, and they're in long range against Titus. Hard boost. Oh!
Oh my gosh.
9, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5 threats and a triumph. So you would take 7 wounds.
Starting off strong.
Starting off strong. And what do you want to do with the 5 threats that he rolled?
Let's see what we can use those for.
Oh, actually, what I'm going to do with the triumph as well. Tell me if you're cool with this. kind of more like cinematic almost. I'm not going to crit you, but instead I'm going to say it like kind of knocks you kind of over the edge of the skiff, and like you kind of grab yourself, and you're like hanging on the edge now at this point, like kind of Lando was doing, like on the edge, like ah! You're hanging on there, but you're not critted. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, now I'll just get shot by the groups and Jace, and then fall to my death.
Yeah, you're not going to fall. You're the heroes in Star Wars. Come on. A little higher! A little higher!
As he gets hit, he kind of rocks the skiff from all the blaster bolts, and he kind of stumbles where the railing used to be that Sonnax used to kill the guards on the skiff, and he kind of tumbles over and grabs on and stops himself from falling, and he's like, ah! And he starts trying to pull himself up.
What do you want to do with these 5 threats that he rolled?
Ooh.
So you can do make them fall prone. You can add for 2 of them. You could add setbacks to them and allies characters' next check. So you can use 4 of them to add setbacks to the next 2 people going. Maybe they're hard. Yeah, you're more hard to hit now, or something like that.
I'm looking
type of
at what we can
complication?
do. Yeah, I'm looking at a complication.
Those are just guidelines too. You can just kind of come up with your own too if you'd like.
There's always that significant advantage thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're talking about with complication?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, five threats is a lot.
Well, so we have 5 threats. So one could be whichever one of us works gets an extra free or gets 1 free maneuver. So that could be me pulling myself back up, and then the significant advantage. I'm trying to think what that would be. The skiff kind of starts, I don't know, veering upwards to kind of create a natural defilade or something like that.
Give you guys both two blacks for cover instead of just 1.
Yeah,
I would be down with that. Like you piled it come up over them, so they're mostly shooting on they don't have an angle on you.
yeah.
That sounds good to me. And now it's your turn.
So if Sonics don't care, I'm going to spend that free maneuver to pull my ass back up. He just kind of whips a leg up and kind of gets back up as the blaster fire is flying from the 10 plus individuals. As he gets back up and grabs his rifle and turns around to start firing at them. So I think maneuver 1 is pull myself up. Maneuver 2 is aim, and maneuver 3 or then action shoot.
Yeah, you just spend 2
Yeah,
strain.
but one of them's free. One of them's free, so take 2 strain.
2 strain, okay. Just that I'm a dude.
Actually, because of that positioning, for that many threat, why don't you guys give yourselves a free boost as well? So I kind of see you guys shooting down on them now, right? Like they don't have cover, and you're like up in this skiff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They give yourself a free boost.
A free boost. Okay, so he's going to shoot at Jace instead of the Gomers, and he's going to do his true aim and then plus a boost. So let's see if I can get this.
You're probably going to kill him here.
That's the hope. So difficulty is what?
Average, I think, from where you're at.
So I have 3 boosts because it's 1 that you gave us from the threat and then the 2 for aiming. And any setback because he's
His
Adversary.
defense is built in. Yeah. Upgrade the difficulty twice.
Okay, that's not setback. That's upgrade difficulty. Okay, let's see here. Upgrade proficiency, that's for my specialty. That's 2. And then upgrade difficulty 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh man.
It's gonna kill him. 9,
Well-
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Minus a stroke of 3, that's 12.
You can use. Does it
add
have
another
auto fire? No, that doesn't.
It doesn't have
Okay.
auto fire, but so let's see here. So damage is 9 plus, what do we say, 6? That's 15 plus 4 is 19. So that's 19 minus
16.
whatever is soak.
3, so 16 wounds.
And then I'm going to give him 2 crits for 4 of those advantages, because mine's a crit 2. And before you roll that, you got to add 20 to that crit roll because of lethal blows.
Okay, you can crit him 3 times if you would like.
Well, then I'm going to crit him 3 times.
Oh, because the
He's
triumph.
going to be incapped. Yeah. That's going to
And each one's plus 20.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Each one's plus 20.
Yes, I have lethal. I'll read it to you here. It's lethal blows. So let's find it. Sorry, one second. Lethal blows. So plus 10 to critical injury rolls per rank of lethal blows. I have 2 ranks, so plus 20.
Oh man, so critical roll offset 20. All right, here's the first one. Slightly dazed. Okay. 42, 62. All right, here comes the second one. Oh, he only rolled an 8 on that. Ah! He gets something really bad that happens to him, and he goes down. What does it look like?
So true to his word, Titus, after regaining his composure from the Lobot wannabe plummeting to his death and escaping the near death of falling out of the skiff, he climbs back up and aims over the edge and kind of ignores the incoming blaster fire and aims down sights, pumping Jace full of blaster bolts, and he just goes down, and kind of Titus mumbles to himself, "I told you."
Mr. Sonnax, you're up.
What does it look like the guards are doing? Because the only thing I can really do is pilot this thing. I don't have a gun or anything.
Now it's shooting up at you guys. You can hear just in the distance like something's approaching. A bunch of ships are approaching.
Yeah, Sonnax is going to get behind the piloting station and like zoom in towards the balcony where they can jump off, or depends on what it looks like exactly. But
you would know I could pilot this skiff, worst case scenario. Not great, but I can pilot it.
I'm guessing just pulling it closer is not going to require a check. But
No, it's not going to be a check for that.
And is that a maneuver to do that, or a action?
To actually like move the skiff is an action.
Okay, then that's what I'll do.
So you're kind of hovering it over like the balcony over the ledge there. Kind of in a way where you still have advantage as far as your cover goes. You still get 2 setbacks to attacks against you, but close enough to the ground that you guys can disembark without injury. That sound about right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab everybody and pull them up with us, but yeah, he says to Titus, "Cover me," and actually I'll use a maneuver to jump off, I guess. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to get shot by 3 dudes. So just stays up there for now.
So in the distance, you see a bunch of Lambda shuttles. And in the distance, you see also Upsilon class shuttle, this big black thing, and then a little further away, you see a little skyhopper limping along. And at this point, I'm going to bring in Jaron and Jaron, and Beck. Beck, let's start with you. Role play. R2 kind of starts to beeping at you, saying that the sensors are picking up a firefight about 20 kilometers away, and you can kind of see like faint flashes of light throughout the blue viewport.
Yeah, what is, and as he kind of says, what is going on here, right? Like his little ship took off, and the Epsilon class ship would have been behind him, and then all this fire, like, you know, there's a firefight in the distance. He's picking up, and these Lambda shuttles kind of picking up speed, and then this like obsidian black shuttle just whizzes past him, almost, you know, like, yeah, almost like that, you know, kicking his little rust bucket off course in the wake of that big ship, and he kind of, you know, straightens it up. Where did that come from? I don't know if this is Kalbala and his doing, but I don't know where we are going, buddy. And he kind of punches it, even like to try and give more drive.
Punch it, R2!
Yeah, and as soon as he punches it, like the drive plume lights up, right? It's got like a big dose of fuel, and then it kind of almost what's the word? It's too much. It almost causes like a flooding situation, and then the drive almost goes out, and there's a sputter, a spark, and a little bit of smoke, and then it kicks back in, and the little ship starts pulling forward, and, you know, making good time with the rest of the Lambda shuttles and the Epsilon shuttle.
The Epsilon's getting closer and closer, and almost in like true George Lucas fashion, there's a screen wipe, and now you're in the cockpit of this big black Batwing shuttle, and Shem-Fo kind of turns to Jaron and says basically the same thing that R2 said to Beck Dunne.
My lord, there seems to be a firefight up ahead. I'm instructing the stormtroopers to land directly. Do you have any further orders?
Primary targets are the Technocracy. We make an example of them first. No moves on the Jedi or on the others until I give the word.
Yes, my lord, of course.
You're coming in closer and closer. What you can see, Titus and Sonnax, is there's a couple Lambda shuttles kind of landing kind of behind all the Bron Technocracy folks, and you just see a bunch of stormtroopers start to unload, and they're not even after you. For once in your life, guys, these guys are not shooting at you. They're kind of shooting in the back at the Bron Technocracy folks. And you kind of hear the guards go,
Jace Terran is down! Jace Terran is down!
One of them kind of runs over and does the old fingers on the pulse of the neck and says,
He's still alive, barely! Get him to safety!
And
Ooh, I gotta roll a dark side point, or a force die.
we'll just go out of initiative, and we'll do like good guys first, bad guys, good guys, bad guys.
Let me roll something real quick though. Roll destiny, is that what it? No. Where's the force die? Is that just on my sheet?
There's a macro for it.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I'm gonna roll 2. Because if there's more dark side than light side. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, Sonic sees that, and he's going to he jumps off, uses the mover to jump off the skiff, gets next to Bran, and I'm gonna pick Jace up and throw him off into the mall. Because he made him a promise that he was gonna be the one that threw him off.
He's unconscious, so he cannot even oppose it.
Okay. That's what he does. Do you want me to, well, I rolled. Well, that's not technically what I was rolling it for, but that's fine too. So I'll flip a destiny die, and use the dark side.
What does it look like exactly?
Yeah, he's just... He jumps off. He's so angry at this guy. This was completely unnecessary, right? The guy had got his credits. It was a betrayal in the worst manner. And he thinks back to Order 66 and what happened to the Padawans. And he just rips him off the ground and hurls him, his lifeless body, over the edge. Are the Padawans and Surgeon and Kawabala awake, or are they unconscious?
They are. They're probably like gagged, and they're probably like drugged. They're kind of like semi-conscious type of deal. They're shackled at the wrists and the ankles.
Okay.
And while you guys don't look too bad shape, Kawabala looked like he's been worked over pretty bad, and both of the Padawans do as well.
If they're worked over and can't move on their own accord, Titus still on the skiff. He's going to continue firing at the guards and yell at Sonnax, "Get them on board, I'll cover you, brother!" And he'll just like open up on the next group.
Yeah, his next maneuver, so he'll spend strain to get close enough if I need to, or at least throw one of them up on my shoulder. He'll grab Bran first.
I'm going to say that these guys and these guys are engaged in fighting with a stormtrooper. These guys are the only ones still shooting around, so are you going to shoot at these dudes there, Titus?
Yes, I will.
So I'm going to give myself 2 strain, just so you know.
Yep.
So difficulty average?
Yeah, yep.
Still using that extra boost?
If you're still on the skiff, yes.
Then yes, I am.
It's a triumph every time you roll.
Yeah. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 minus 5 is 8. Plus you get an extra how many?
4.
4, so that's 12. And the triumph, you can kill them all if you'd want.
I'm gonna kill them all. Just pew 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 pew. He's like, get the kids on board, following the Mandalorian way, protecting their foundling, Bran. They just kind of do the old Wilhelm scream, and maybe one falls off the balcony and down into the maw, and the others just kind of crumple around dead as their comrades are engaged with the stormtroopers. You're all clear. Get them on board. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, at this point, kind of Beck and the Upsilon are kind of starting to land type of deal. And you guys can disembark, and we can start the role play here.
Yeah, so as the stormtroopers sort of fan out and they're wiping out the vastly outnumbered technocracy troops, Jaron and Shem-Fo come walking down the gangplank, and he sort of looks out. Jaron looks out over the scene, and as he sees that Titus and Sonnax are getting out of there, he feels almost relieved to see that. I say almost because he sees that they've got 2 younger people with them that he assumes must be his targets. But he doesn't know either of them that well, but he was taking a liking to them, so he's really regretting what he's been ordered to do, but not nearly as much as the order to kill Kawabala. That one cuts deep, because he really considers Cal one of his few true friends. So when he notices that Cal isn't on that ship, he looks around and then sees him presumably not far away, unconscious, and the same with the surgeon, who he wasn't expecting to see here, and it really hits him, and he sees they both need medical attention, and grinds his teeth a little. and then calls over to the stormtroopers. Those two, take them. Patch them up for questioning.
The stormtroopers kind of approach you guys, and they look at Jaron, and they look over to Shem-Fo. Shem-Fo actually says,
Take the boy. Leave the girl. I deal with her myself. And these others.
kind of overriding your authority a little bit. He kind of strides over towards where they all are. The surgeon and Kalbala kind of like, look up at him. Yeah.
I thought they'd already gone. I thought they were actually flying off.
Yeah, I was like putting them in the ship after I tossed Jace over. Or the
which
skiff.
one? So the two?
I started with Bran. That's what I would start with the kids. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was assuming they were gone, basically. So yeah, he's. So Jaron was.
Oh, you're asking for to give that medical attention to Cal?
Cal and the surgeon and say, yeah, basically take them prisoner.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll question.
These two are gone. Okay.
Yeah, so those two are gone, and the surgeon and Kalbala, he's saying, patch them up for questioning, and then he turns back to Shem-Fo and just says, "We need to catch that skiff." And I guess rather than taking the big shuttle, he'll head to towards one of the smaller shuttles.
Yeah, Sonnax looks at gets Kibo Lin on and looks over his shoulder and sees Jaron Typho and another guy walking. He just says, "Jaron, what are you doing?"
And Jaron will look back at him, and at this distance he may not see the kind of struggle in Jaron's face because he's trying hard not to suppress it. And there's a slight pause as he kind of gets his feelings in order and then calls over, "You have 2 fugitives from the Empire. Hand them over."
Sonnax looks to Titus and says, "Fuck." Well, he doesn't say fuck. He says,
whatever, you can say it. You can say it. It's an adult story.
Rats.
Titus looks at Sonnax and then looks back over to Jaron. "There's no fugitives here. There's Mandalorian foundlings."
And Jaron sighs and says, and he basically just put out a little holo communicator on his palm, and images of the 2 of them appear one after another. And he'll say, these two Mandalorian foundlings."
So just to be clear, like Titus and Sonnax and the 2 kids are in the skiff, whereas the surgeon and Kalbala are on the balcony.
Yeah, Sonnax would say to Titus, "We have what we came for. We can't handle him. I know."
Titus, kind of maybe by the console, just kind of is like, "Well, you see, the thing about that image is," and then he just like slams the accelerator down.
Jaron has to suppress a grin.
I'm gonna flip a dark side here for a story point.
By the way, Bo, it occurs to me that in looking around for the most maneuverable craft to go after them, we don't need a lot of speed, so probably this skyhopper that's landing will actually be
Yes, possibly choice. So.
Yeah. So he'll start heading in that direction.
Yeah, I'm flipping a dark side point because as you guys start, you can see over your shoulder as you punch it on the skiff to try to get away. Shem-Fo just says to Jaron Typho and says,
"We should not be negotiating with these fools. Let's show them we mean business."
And he outstretches his left hand, and the surgeon just raises into the air. Just kind of role play wise, how does you guys on the skiff react, or do you see it at all? If you don't even want to see it, that's probably fine. But if you do, how would you react?
I imagine Sonnax might see it because Titus is just like hammered down, looking forward, trying to move forward.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sonnax is looking back and he considers for a moment, but he thinks of what the surgeon would want, and he thinks that's Bran's safety.
Bran yells out, "They have Fosh! They have Fosh!" And as you kind of turn around, Shem-Fo like raises him up, and you hear him ignite his lightsaber, and you hear it just zoop. He throws it and just impales the surgeon right through the chest. It's hanging there for a second. Bran's like, "No!" And then the Inquisitor recalls his lightsaber back to his right hand, and the lifeless body of Fosh falls, tumbling end over end into the maw. "Come! Cal Bala is next!" And he starts to walk towards Cal.
No, he doesn't, because as his lightsaber is coming back to his hands, before it reaches him, Jaron's ignites, and he says behind him, "Never question my orders." And he's going to try and attack him narratively before the lightsaber gets back, probably not mechanically.
All right, what does it look like as it... Do you want to dual wield, dude? Do you want it to come back into your hand? Flip a light side for it, let you do it.
That would be great. Do you guys mind?
No,
Do it.
No.
You would get linked 1. So basically, you could use 2 advantage to hit with your second saber.
You increase the difficulty, though, on your attacks.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just
It'd be
narrative.
hard instead of average. Yeah. Yep. So just tell me what it looks like, just like
so
heroics-wise, as this thing like happens.
He's as he's bringing the lightsaber back to his hand, Jaron does his old thing of just like tricking Shem-Fo's mind just for a second, and Shem just kind of like blinks as if he can't see his lightsaber anymore, and it starts to drop, and in that moment, that's when Jaron pulls it towards him with the Force, and now he's got an Inquisitor lightsaber in each hand, and he ignites Shem-Fo's just behind him, and says, "I warned you what would happen if you got in my way, Shem. It's not a mistake you get to make twice." And I'll attack him.
What's everybody else doing? You want to roll initiative there, Jaron?
We're flying out of there. What's Beck doing?
Yeah, let's back up too.
So what is it?
So
Vigilance for me?
Yeah, it would be vigilance.
Okay, I get an extra blue on that actually.
So if I'm not mistaken, I mean, there's no way Beck would have got there onto that platform while all this was happening.
I think he could be landing like...
So
Yeah.
cinematically this is what's happening, right? So like as all whatever has just happened, the execution of a Mandalorian and like now somebody dual wielding, Beck is just like, he doesn't even know what the hell is going on. He's just flying in thinking his friends are potentially here, but no way, and he doesn't even know why he's here, because he has no clue that his friends are here, but he's just following a firefight. And as he comes onto that, like, he's coming up perpendicular to the deck, he's coming literally at the deck, and he sees what looks like 2 Inquisitors fighting off against some people in a skiff, a lightsaber go out, impale someone, come back, and he looks at R2, what is going on? And he's going to continue to fly the skiff like at the platform.
You're flying right at the platform?
Right at the platform. He knows something bad is happening, he doesn't know what it is, so he's going to keep flying the skiff towards it and use that as a potential advantage or like tactical advantage once he figures out what's happening.
Yeah, as this is going on, you kind of gun it, picking up speed, and you hear kind of behind you. You hear a voice. You hear the voice say, "Well, hello there."
Hey, Beck kind of whips,
R2 peeps, obviously.
yeah. Beck whips around, and that moment as he whips around, he kind of pushes the yoke a little too far to the left. The skiff almost does a somersault, but he's able to correct it. Where did you come from? Who are you?
Oh, I'm whoever I need to be, according to the moment. But most of my friends call me Sway Lu Hera, Jedi, for hire. And you might be?
I'm Beck Dunne. I am here searching for my friends, I think, but I'm not sure. There seemed commotion there, and if I know them well, wherever commotion is, they are generally there.
Yes, they are certainly down there. I can sense them. And I can also sense a certain darkness and you see a pain look in her eyes. And suffering as well. I do apologize for stowing away, Mr. Did you say Dunne?
Yes. When you want something done, you call Beck Dunne.
Of course, yes. I do want something done. Could you get me pretty close down there?
Yes, that's what I'm planning. Worst case, we just land the skiff on that platform and cause all sorts of more havoc.
I could
do I
do
roll
with a little
cool or
less
vigilance?
havoc at this point. Vigilance.
Vigilance. Less havoc. That's sure, I'll try. And he kind of looks at R2. How does less havoc work?
Bo, mine's actually 2-3, so I have a boost die too.
2, 3.
Thank you.
Alright, Shem-Fo gets to go first, unfortunately. His lightsaber gets ripped from his hand, and so he just strides towards you.
I will question your orders anytime I like, and I will take your place at Lord Vader's side and cast you into this maw.
He kind of comes towards you, raises his lightsaber and swings it. Zoom. And I'm not going to upgrade the difficulty because he only has one lightsaber right now. Oh my god, not good.
Nice.
I'll let Jaron tell me what that looks like.
Yeah, he swings, and it's on the... he swings towards Jaron's left-hand side, and that's when Jaron ignites Shem-Fo's own lightsaber to carry the blow.
PC's up. Either Beck or Jaron.
Okay.
And Beck, I'll let you roleplay the Jedi too if you'd like to do something with her. Don't steer Jaron's thunder, but...
No, feel free to steal my thunder. I'm not very good in lightsaber combat.
Yeah. Are you afraid?
Much fear I sense in you.
Yeah, Beck is just going to, I guess, just fly. Like, I'm not sure if this thing has any armaments or anything that he can do. Is that the Epsilon plane still in the air?
It's landed.
It's landed. Yeah. Okay. So then he's just going to keep flying, and let's say like he flies to the platform, lands, and he kind of flips open the cargo door. We are here with as less of a commotion as possible, but we better hurry. I think whatever's happening is going to end soon. No, you stay here, R2, in case we need to leave this place in a hurry. Keep the engines running. I'll be right back. No, I'll be all right. Don't worry about me.
You've quite a friend there. What's his name?
R2B1.
R2B1. Sway Luhera at your service.
Well, we don't have much time. Do what you do, I guess. What is it that you do again? And with that, Beck kind of pulls out his blaster rifle and just starts shooting. Who does he shoot also? That's the...
Did you see him
Well,
kill
he-
Surgeon? That's the question.
There you go. Go save the surgeon.
Cal Bal's
Yeah.
still there. Pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
And,
So Beck kind of looks around and he sees Kalbala's body kind of slumped to the ground. He quickly assesses the situation. He's not quite sure what. He remembers the face of Jaron, but he doesn't quite remember who he is. He's just met him a couple of times, and he sees he's standing off against somebody else. So Beck just starts running towards Kalbala.
yeah, you get there. He's kind of slumped against the ground, and he's like, kind of groaning a little bit. You feel his pulse, and it's a little bit thready.
Kalbala, you fool! We need to get the hell out of here. And he kind of looks up, and then he sees the Mando brothers on the skiff, and he kind of gives them.
Is that you, Beck?
Yes. You should thank your lucky stars I was in Corellia. I'm here now. Let's get going. And then he looks up at the skiff and he kind of gives a stare at the Mando brothers and shrugs like, what the fuck is going on?
Jaron, you're up.
Yeah, so Jaron is going to try and hit this guy with at least one of his lightsabers.
Remember, you need to add a difficulty die if you want to try to attack with both.
So just
Right.
be hard instead of average if you want to use both.
Yeah, but doesn't he probably have adversary something or another?
He has adversary 1.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Okay, I think I'll initially just try with one lightsaber. Oh,
There's no difficulty.
No, you didn't roll it.
Ah,
You rolled it off your sheet, didn't you, son?
I did.
You want to keep that?
Okay, yeah, please.
All right,
keep that.
I'll roll the difficulty ones.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, and did you want to aim for your maneuver?
Yes, please.
All right,
So that'll be a blue, right?
Nice.
yeah, oh,
that's
cool.
a good blue.
nice. All right, so it's going to be just one purple and one red. So purple, and let's see if it one red. That's real good, man. So that's 3 advantages and 4 successes. I'm gonna roll your lightsaber just to see what your damage is and all that stuff.
Yep.
This is not a real roll. This is just clicking through to see your stats. So damage. So you'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All of it gets through because of breach. And then you have 3 advantages. So 10 wounds.
You can crit him.
And you want to crit him?
Yeah.
He does not have parry. Okay. And I will roll a crit.
Even I have parry, but I don't have a lightsaber. Come on. No, actually, I don't have parry. I take that back.
Fearsome wound. It's not that decent.
Sounds bad,
especially,
but it,
especially if you use some force power on him, it's bad.
oh yeah. Yep. So now I've got the how many of the advantages did that use?
2.
That used. You still have 1 left.
One left. Okay. So
I think you can recover strain, can't you?
yeah. Oh, I thought it's only one to do a crit.
No, it says crit on your thing, my mob.
It crits too.
Oh, I see. Okay. No, I thought I had 4. I only got 3. Okay. Yep. No worries. Okay. I can't.
Last time I looked at your character sheet, you had some pretty cool stuff. Let me look and see.
I might just pass the boost to Beck.
Oh, you might want to use sense advantage on this next turn.
Oh yes, I was looking at that a minute ago. Yep.
And you also might want to use sidestep as a maneuver.
Oh yeah, I can.
He's got spin strain to do
I can't do that at the moment because I've used my maneuver.
You can spin strain to do it though, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah. God, I'm forgetting all this. Yes. Okay, I will spend a strain. And I will sidestep. Thank you very much.
2 strain.
2 strain, sorry.
So yeah, you get him. It looks like as like he takes a big gash across the chest.
Yeah, so Jaron faints with Shem's own lightsaber, but all he actually does is just slightly knock aside Shem's own lightsaber, and then uses that to just bring down the other lightsaber and just a heavy blow across his chest.
You hear a voice behind you, Jaron. Jaron Typho!
Jaron
You guys
takes
are
a
fighting. Kind of why this happens, right?
Yeah, so Jaron takes a step back and to the side, seeing as he's narratively using sidestep anyway. He uses that to kind of keep Shem-Fo in his vision, but also see who this is. And this is this the Jedi we fought before?
It is. She sees you like catch her out the corner of her eye and says, "You showed me mercy when last we met, Lord Typho, as they call you now. And I can still sense the good in you." And you're narratively dueling this guy, right? So
Yeah.
you can talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Jaron just basically he's really angry with the death of the surgeon, and just the way that Shem-Fo just killed him so quickly and in such an offhand way, you know. And now this Jedi appearing, it's just an extra complication he doesn't need. He was already just thinking frantically about how the hell he could possibly get out of this alive, and coming up blank every time. And now with her here, it's an extra complication he doesn't need. He doesn't even reply for now. He just doesn't know what to say. He just doesn't want her to be here.
I can sense the conflict within you, Jaron. You're once a Jedi like I am. Open your heart again to the light side of the Force.
And Jaron calls back, "The light side is weak." And he looks around at the troops. He says, "If you want to prove to me the strength of the light side, take care of these."
And there's just like a handful of stormtroopers kind of left over, and she just turns around and you just hear this, "As you wish," and it's like this epic, like she pulls back her hood and extends her hand as a blue lightsaber, and she just slowly walks towards the stormtroopers, and they go, and it starts to happen. She just starts cutting them up, arms flying everywhere, whatever. And Shem-Fo, whose turn it is, now says, "You are right about one thing.
Lord Typho, you are weak and now you will die!
And he attacks again. Are you going to use that sense thing? Give him... He would have 3 setbacks if you do.
I think I have to do that as an action, though, don't I? This is a maneuver. This round.
It's once per session. It's just like an out-of-turn thing.
Oh, is it? Great.
Yep.
Yes, I will do that then. Oh yeah, of course. It's on his.
It's way down the tree. It's like one of your alternates.
Yeah, I just add 2 black to his skill check. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
I'll do
now
that.
he would
Skills
actually
granted.
have... He would have 3, so it's going to be average. He does have a boost coming to him. Setback 3. Oh!
Oh,
It's a hit.
with a triumph in there. That's good.
6, 7. Oh. You only take 7 damage, though.
Does he get anything for my
Do you
side
have
step?
parry?
Does he get
Oh,
anything
yeah.
for my side
Yeah,
step?
yeah, yeah. That was the 3rd setback was from.
Oh, okay. No, I thought it upgrades difficulty.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Alright. We'll replace that last purple one with this one.
Yeah.
Nah, didn't really do much.
Yeah.
Do you have parry?
I'm not sure I do. Yes, I do. Parry. Take 3 strain to reduce damage by 4. Okay.
Alright, so you would take 3 wounds,
Yeah.
and then roll me a crit.
And I'll take another 3 strain. Roll crit. Initiatives. Where do I find that? On the character sheet?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I can roll it for you if you want.
Oh, roll critical. I see. Got it. Oh,
Yeah,
that's not
yeah,
good.
pretty good.
he already had one.
That's not good. Crippled.
Should he have a +3? Should he have 30 already, or not?
No.
So I would delete it all and then give him a
67.
67.
So 67 is going to be... I'll tell you exactly because I have the crit table pulled up here. 67 is going to be...
Heal that. I can actually do it here. I can do 6-7 to stat critical. Staggered. Attacker may immediately attempt another free attack against you using the same dice pool as original attack.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Maybe the first one was better.
You want to keep the first one?
Well, that just takes me down to 1 lightsaber though as well.
Oh, screw it. I'll hit you again.
Yeah, go on. I'll stick with how it is. It may be worse, but it is what it is.
Parry.
Average. Same dice pool. Same dice pool then. Setbacks 3.
Just turn one of them into a red.
Yep. No, not that bad.
Okay.
6,
I'll do,
7. You can...
3 strain again.
Yep.
2 parry. And take another 3 wounds. Okay. Jaron is now definitely kind of sweating and like a little bit out of breath. As the strain shows.
PCs are up, but first, kind of back on the skiff, Bran is still kind of mourning after Fosh. Turn the skiff around! She like tries to struggle with Titus. She's like, Titus, turn the skiff around! I don't care about Clan Ordo. I don't care about getting your cruiser. I don't care about any of it. I just care about getting revenge for the surgeon.
If I know anything about your kind, revenge is the last thing you want to do. It leads you down a dark path. He would not want me to put you in this danger, and he would want me to get the Covert safe. If you care for him or if you respect him at all, you will understand that and let us get you all to safety. We will go back for him. I promise.
My kind? What are you talking about, my kind? I'm a Mandalorian through and through. Fosh has been with me for years. This Jedi stuff. This is where it leads. And she kind of points towards the two Sith, kind of like two Inquisitors dueling. But then like her gaze also strays up to the blue lightsaber. And Sonnax, why don't you give me a force die?
Okay.
Or two. Two actually for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sense the conflict within her. Part of her wants to become a Jedi to get not revenge, but fulfill her full potential. And part of her just wants to become a Mandalorian and make Fosh happy.
No, Sonnax just says, "Girl, I know how you feel. I feel it as well. The conflict brews within you. Which do you take? The side of the Mandalorian or the side of the Jedi? Perhaps you can do both. But for now, we must survive. And that is what Fosh would wish. Come. There's no escaping this unless we move now. If we go back, then Fosh's will for you is done, because we will be captured. And you do not want that."
She kind of collapses onto her knees, knowing that she can do very little for them on this skiff. And then we move back to the combat. We have either Beck or Jaron up next.
Jaron just went.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead, Jaron.
No, he just went.
No, I was saying you can go first.
Okay. So Beck kind of puts an arm on through Kalbala's arm and lifts him and starts like limping back towards the ship. As he's doing that, he's seeing the Inquisitors fight, realizing that he's not sure where Jaron stands in all of this. He's not sure where, but he does see that the other Inquisitors getting the upper hand and seems to be merciless. And Beck makes a kind of a judgment call and shoots his blaster at Shem-Fo.
Short range in the back. Give yourself a free boost.
Is the difficulty easy or average?
It's going to be easy at short range.
Free boost.
And if you aim, you get another one. If you aim it twice, you can get 3 boosts.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, I'm giving you 2 strain.
3 boosts. 2 strain.
Nice.
Yo.
Crit his ass. That's some good blues.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My Ahsoka, it's going to be 5 wounds. He's not down yet. What do you want to do with the 4
Yeah,
advantage?
he has Pierce too, right? Just so you know.
Oh, Pierce 2, so that would be 2 more. Let me see what his wound threshold is, and his wound threshold 17 exactly. Yeah, he's going to go down.
Crit him anyway.
Is that dead down or is that like unconscious down?
Unconscious down.
Crit him.
Or dead
Crit
down.
him.
I mean, it's kind of up to you guys. But... And you have 4 advantages. Yeah, you could crit him once, and then you could give a boost to Wand if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Don't give it to Wand.
All right.
Give it to the other girl.
Oh yeah. It would make sense.
I'm not to be trusted.
Definitely.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So, wait. So
Don't give it to Wand. Don't give it to...
No. So, is there enough to basically like headshot this person who's fighting with Wand?
I'd be fine with that. Honestly.
Yeah. So no. Beck Dunne without intending, right? He has Kalbala under his like arm and he's kind of dragging him across. There is like blaster fire kind of all over his head, and Beck, without like looking, he's aiming and he's trying to like shoot at this guy. He's moving and he holds it and he's trying to go for his like arm or a back, but at the last minute, Kalbala moves a little from all the beating he's got, and the blast rifle just moves up a little, almost an inch, and he basically executes Shem-Fo. And if there's any advantage after that, he's going to give it to the other Jedi. And he's going to scream across we need to get out of here! Now the T-16 is leaving, with or without the people around.
And Jaron looks astonished as Shem-Fo just collapses in front of him, and he realizes it was Beck and kind of nods to him. His face is familiar, but he can't quite recognize him, and then he sees him carrying Cal and realizes who he is. And he nods again, this time in more than acknowledgement, in thanks, and says, "Get him to safety." And here, he bends down and picks up the Inquisitor's lightsaber. It's the other one. He's still got one of them, and the other one he picks up and he kind of throws it across to Beck and says, "Tell Sonnax this is for him, and that I wish it had turned out another way."
As you turn around, Jaron, Sui Lu has finished off the last of the stormtroopers. She's done her best not to kill them outright, but they're thoroughly dismembered without arms or legs. And she kind of turns to you. She says, "Your friends are leaving. Jaron, go with them. Go with me. Open your heart again to the ways of the light side of the Force. You did not have to strike down this servant of the dark side. The Force works in mysterious ways, and your friend took that burden upon himself so that you did not have to have more blood on your hands. Start new, start fresh, Jaron. Come to me." And she kind of holds out her left hand while her right hand is still kind of has the lightsaber in it.
And Jaron looks at her and says, "You can't help me. No one can now. Death is coming for me. Death inescapable. Go, get yourself to safety." And he switches off both the lightsabers, and then puts them in his belt, and just starts, as the others head for their ship, he just starts walking off towards one of the lander shuttles that now stands empty. He says, "If I survive, I'll find you. But don't expect to hear from me again. There's no escaping him." And he kind of hangs his head and walks towards the shuttle, injured, exhausted, and seeming utterly just defeated. Both the death of the surgeon and knowing that his death is coming for him have just completely crushed him.
Sui Lu kind of jogs and goes into a sprint and leaps into the air. Just for fun, I'm going to use her enhance to see what happens. Yeah, whatever. She's them both. Oh no, she only needs the one light side actually, because she has a bunch of ranks enhance. Just shoo, leaps seemingly like a dozen meters and lands with the others. "It is not too late, Jaron. I know of what you speak. The monstrosity known as Darth Vader. But he's more machine than man, and he has no sway over your spirit, Jaron. Come now. If you continue down this path, you know where it leads." And she looks down at the slain body of Shem-Fo. "This may be your last chance, Jaron. Look."
Okay.
And she kind of points to Cal, where Beck's kind of helping Cal onto the skiff and stuff. "Your friends are waiting. I will fight by your side. Do not give up hope. Not yet."
Jaron looks at her and said, "It's my friends I'm doing this for. Don't you see? If I'm with them, he'll kill them all. If I go a different direction, he'll come after me and they'll probably be forgotten. No one even knows if Kalbala died here. This is the best hope they've got. And if all it takes is the life of a dead man, well, it's about time I did something decent with it. And with a kind of bitter smile, he turns back towards the shuttle. Says, maybe we'll see each other again someday. Right now, my heart is full of anger and hate to be open to the light side anyway.
May the force be with you, Jaron Typho. He kind of turns to Titus. You looking for a cruiser for your clan? Well,
I think Titus is
We are
gone.
Gonzies.
oh yeah. It's
the other one.
The screen wipe later.
Sorry,
the
yeah,
16,
yeah, okay,
the D16.
Yep. So she goes in after Beck and Calvin. And, we'll do a quick role play as Jaron sees them fly away, and then another quick epilogue as Titus, Sonnax, and Bran. They're still the cruiser from the unknown regions guys, kind of in the spaceport that you guys can take now if you'd like.
Oh, we definitely will.
Nice.
What's it look like as Jaron?
Yeah.
I know what it looks like in my mind. I'll let you take it.
Yeah, so
As you see them fly away.
Jaron walks to the edge of... He was walking towards the shuttle, but as they take off, he realizes there's no chance of stopping him now, so he walks to the edge and leans against the railing, in pain from his injuries as he watches this shuttle rise into the sky and swiftly gain altitude and speed as it veers upwards, and he gives a smile. It's got a tinge of bitterness to it, but it's not the cocksure smile he's been giving for so long now. It's more like the genuine smile he gave back when the surgeon and Kalbala first met him. Smile of someone lighter in heart with no dark deeds on their conscience. But then he shakes his head and looks down at the moor below him. He can't see the surgeon's body, but he can imagine it down there. And his mouth twists in anger. And he bows his head, closes his eyes as if trying to gain control of his emotions, trying to decide whether he should embrace this anger or suppress it. And unable to decide, he shakes his head and turns towards the shuttle and starts walking into it. And we see him walking inside and the door closing behind him.
There's a screen wipe, and a day later, we find everybody else at one of the main spaceports where the cruiser is left that the Technocracy was going to confiscate from the folks from the unknown regions, and the Covert is there, Bran is there, Rescue Jedi, Swaylu, Beck, of course R2 is there, and so is the rest of the Covert from Corellia, ready to take Titus Ordo, take his lead, and start the next stage of this adventure. A little more role play, and then we'll call it quits for the night.
Yeah, and Beck has the role. There's the lightsaber for Sonnax, by the way.
Oh, yep. Yeah. What's this scene look like?
Titus is kind of standing at the front with the Covert, with the two children, with the Jedi, Swaylu, and everyone else. And he goes, "Look, a life of secrecy is not one that is an easy life. However, there is a place that we can go, as Corellia is no longer safe for all of you. It is the planet Ordo, the homeworld of my clan, of my house. It is safe there. We will hide. We will do as we always do. We will bide our time. But it is safety. It is refuge, and not just for Mandalorians, but for others that are hiding from the Empire and their ever-watchful eye. And he kind of points towards Sway Lu. And together, we will resist against the tyranny of the Empire. And one day, when we are strong enough, the galaxy will know that Mandalorian will rise again.
As he says that, like that skyhopper is kind of coming in from the sky and lands. With Beck and the droid there.
Yeah, so, as once they jumped into the ship, Beck would have put Kalbala in one of the chairs and strapped him. He's kind of going in and out of consciousness. He looks at Sway Lu and nods. That was some fine fighting. I've never seen anything like that before. And then they make their way towards port. Eventually he sees, he was following the skiff, and he sees where it lands, but he can't keep up with the skiff. His plane is not that powerful anyway. But he lands just after Titus has given that speech. He steps out and looks at the Mandalorians and waves. It's strange meeting you here, but if Kalbala is here, then so would you. I was told to give you a gift from an old acquaintance, Jaron. And he pulls out the lightsaber. He said I was to give this to you, Sonnax. And you would understand why.
He reaches out and takes the lightsaber hilt, looks at it briefly and ignites it. The red glow of the lightsaber as he moves it around. And he frowns a bit and says to himself, maybe people hear it, but says, I will come back for you, Jaron Typho. I will have my revenge. And he turns it off and hooks it onto his belt and nods to Beck Dunne, putting a hand on his shoulder as he walks by towards the capital ship.
That's it.
Woohoo!
We lived, mostly.
Mostly.